Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. Now, today we are celebrating women. So I have somebody joining me as well. I'm very excited about this one. Shalimar Abbiusi joins me live as well as we put a spotlight on women and some of their great achievements. Thank you so much for your time. Pardon us for keeping you on for that long, but then it's a conversation I cannot but have this afternoon. Thank you so much for your time here on The Pulse. I just want to get your thoughts initially. As a woman, as a woman in media, there are lots of misconceptions really about this job and our role in it. Share with me your story and how you managed to swim through all this misconception and still rise to the rank that you are in right now.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. I am so honored to be here today and celebrate International Women's Day. And today I am proud to be here as a woman and hopefully to inspire young women and other women all across the world. And thank you so much for this opportunity. I think there are a lot of misconceptions out there, indeed, especially in the media space, but when we lead by example and we stay true to ourselves, I think that is how we defeat the misconceptions, because we cannot take away that people will always have something to say. There will always be negatives. There will always be people who want to make noise. But if you stay true to yourself and you know what you stand for and you lead by example and you show the world, you let your works and your actions speak, I think that is very important.
You have an NGO and you also work with the AU. Highlight some of your key achievements so far and how the journey has been.
Well, you know my story, so it hasn't been easy at all. It has been very challenging, but it also made me into the person that I am today, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way, because ever since I've been redirected in life in a very good way. I've launched my NGO, indeed. I have a role now within the ECOSOC African Union body. I was recently invited by His Excellency, the Vice President in Sierra Leone, to speak about governance and how I can support the vision and the mission of His Excellency to support and put Sierra Leone on the map, basically. And something that was very interesting there is that they have the GWE Act. President Bio signed the GWE Act, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, which empowers women in leadership and governance. And I thought that was so eye-opening. And I just heard in the previous conversation that Ghana is doing the same. So I think as a collective, we are moving forward for women, and we are creating a conducive platform for women to let their voice be heard, especially in governance and leadership.
Here in Ghana, we have signed the Affirmative Action Bill, but for other women across the country struggling to find a voice, having been in the space for a while, what advice would you give to them?
I think it's important to know what you stand for, know your calling, know what you're about, and don't let anything or anyone shake you. Listen to that voice within and find the platform, build that platform yourself to let your voice be heard. And there will always be things that will shake you, but don't let it break you. Anything that you go through, you can use it and you can grow and learn from it to become a better woman.
Has there been any time in your career where you felt like it's high time I give up, probably because of the challenges you were facing? How did you maneuver your way through that time, especially because as women, we have different emotions? How did you go about it?
Absolutely. I think for me, the key is being prayerful and being resilient. I believe that women have a resilience that is unmeasured. When we believe in ourselves, we can accomplish so much. We can move mountains. The woman of one voice can be extremely powerful to create change. And I believe that navigating those challenges, yes, we are emotional beings, but managing and learning how to deal with those emotions is very important. And I think that comes with maturity. As a woman, when you mature and when you learn how to deal with those emotions and to use them to strengthen your vision and your work, because you can channel those emotions into positive things. I think that is very key. And being prayerful, as I said, for me personally, was also what contributed to overcoming the challenges that I've been through.
We're seeing commitment from this administration to ensure female representation when it comes to appointments. But then around the world and in Africa, to be precise, how best do you feel governments can aid to ensure women get a voice in governance?
That's a very good question. And if we're being honest, it is a man's world. We live in a man's world, but we have to learn as women how to navigate it. And I believe that men, particularly in governance and in leadership roles, can contribute to the empowerment of women by creating a conducive environment and giving women a platform. And I'm not saying that women should be given opportunities based on the fact that we are just women and we need X amount of percentage of women in leadership and governance. No, I believe in the merit, and I believe that a lot of women, so many women are capable and have the qualities. So as a collective, I think that we should work together, that we should collaborate, and men play a huge and pivotal role in giving women a platform. Men in business, men in leadership roles, men in governance, they can assure that the environment is safe, is conducive for women, and that the voice of women can be heard. And as a woman, we also have to take responsibility by standing our ground, being strong and courageous, being bold, and letting our voice being heard.
Thank you so much, Shalimar, for your time here on The Pulse.